Hello, darlings. It's April Mason here, your favorite feminine lifestyle strategist. And I'm here to talk to you about what the word is on the street, y'all. So come on in here. Come on in here. I give you a moment for Facebook to give you a notification, darling. Come on in here. You know, while we listening to some, who is this? Some Keith Washington. Oh, there y'all go. What they say? I heard y'all was looking for me. Here I go. So as you see the title of the video, is April Mason a chameleon? That has been the word on the street. I was made aware. I didn't know, y'all. I don't know when stuff be going on about me unless the people that's saying it about me's followers tell me that. Other than that, my Facebook and Instagram people, they're so zen and they're so supportive. I never really know when any foolishness is going on unless other followers from other folks come over and you know, and they can be kind of and I always say you will always know the nature of a leader by his or her followers. Never forget that. If you ever want to know the nature of a leader, watch their followers. People say, no, you can't really say that, but we said that about Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump's followers. They are a direct indicator of the tree that these people are eating from, their fruit. So if you ever want to know the nature of a leader, look at how their followers react, you know, how they move and their temperament. So I heard that I was called a chameleon, y'all. And it was just so funny because we be sitting over here like, I didn't even know that I was trending. But, you know, because we got so many followers over the last week from people trying to, I guess, figure it out. My team was like, you know what? I think it would be good for you to talk about it, and because you understand where the discrepancy is coming from. So I actually got up. I was sitting here working at the beautiful April Mason headquarters, and I said, you know what? Let's go live and talk about it. Is April Mason a chameleon? And I figured out what the issue is. The issue is the men want me to be 100% on the man's side. The women want me to be 100% on the woman's side. And for those of you that follow, of all my faithful supporters, know that I am fair. I get on the women and I get on the men. But what happens is when I said I was quitting and retiring from the dating space, it gave men like, see, this is validation of what we talk about. However, I never said that men were right, because in that same post, I addressed some of the issues with the men. And what I find is you have two different groups of people. Well, actually four. You have males, females. You have men and women. And what's happening is you have males with penises that carry vagina energy, and they're wondering why, or complaining about why women don't submit. Well, women don't submit to vagina energy. It's like it's like two women. We don't do that. Then over here, you have women who identify themselves as alpha females, but they want alpha male, somebody that's going to come in and naturally take over and lead. Well, the type of man that you're looking for, he's not looking for you to be an alpha female. So now you have women over here acting in a very emotional way, and you have males that are over here complaining and about women not submitting and complaining about, women don't want average men. So what you're getting is a conglomerate of foolishness. The reason why there are organizations that are all organizations against men, anti-men and anti-women, is because of a psychological issue. It's because of therapy that is actually needed. So here on April Mason's channel, I have always been solutions-based. I have never been all woman or all man, but I have gotten on women harder, and I do that intentionally because as women, we have the power. When I say power, I'm not saying in comparison to men. I'm saying as women, we have the power to change the trajectory of what's going on in the world. We are the temperature in the room, not the thermostat. I've always taught you that. I've always taught you that a wonderful man is a byproduct of you being an adult woman. So I guess I said that in the males, got their panties in a bunch. And this is what I mean when I say that. because you got to get clarity instead of, males cause division and chaos. Men get understanding and create order. So for the men or the males that are trying to be men, let me explain what I mean, because it made it for some feel like she's saying one is better than the other. No, this is what I'm saying. When a woman becomes a dope woman for herself, she's now in the mindset and the energy to choose a better man instead of her appetite and her palate that she's had for males. It's the same thing for a man. When a man decides to rise up, when a male decides to rise up and be a man and present himself with manly characters, manly traits, in his masculine energy, he will stop choosing women that he go listen to other people complain about. You are responsible, male or female, man or woman, for the individuals that you choose. When you become a dope individual, it's everything in life that happens to you that from that point on that takes your life upward is a byproduct of you becoming better. However, I was told that the males, once again, got their panties in a bunch. See, she 46 and that's males. And a lot of what's going on is women that are complaining about what they think is men, it's males. That's why whatever you follow, what the content that you resonate with is an indicator of where you are. So if you're following women that all they do is talk about men, or they're always catering to men. Some say, April, you cater to men. No, it's not that I cater to men. I just understand people want to be treated with kindness. And it's like if you treat someone with kindness and you actually consider them as an individual, you're actually responsive to them, you become a pick-me. No, we all want to be treated like with kindness and respect. But in this society, in this climate, it's like a battle between men and women. And the content that you consume is an indicator where you are emotionally and psychologically. So the reason why I don't be knowing what be going on about me is because I curate the content that I feed into myself. If you know all about the gossip blogs, if you follow organizations that are anti-man, anti-woman, and you actually take your time to dive into that, you're really hurt. And there's a company called betterhealth.com that can help you get past your inner wounds, whether it's mommy issues, whether it's daddy issues, whether the girl in high school rejected you because you were not the most popular, or you weren't the most attractive or athletic, or you didn't have really much going on for you in college, right? A lot of people are dealing with that. I get men that say, Miss April, women don't want an average man, and they shouldn't. Why would you want someone to categorize themselves as average? Miss April, these men, they don't want no bigger woman. And but why complain about men that don't want bigger women? Either lose the weight or deal with men that like big sexies, as we call them. But all of this other foolishness, if you are complaining about the opposite sex, you are either a male or a female. Because a woman or a man knows, let me get better within myself so that I can choose a better person. Let me become a dope man or a dope woman so that my palate has changed. So anytime you hear people complaining about, once again, the opposite sex, and that's all they do, that's the energy that they live in. That is a wounded and hurt individual, because what they're saying is, check this out. And this is one of the reasons why, I had to switch over into, well, I'll get to that in a moment. But the title of my book is called Identity Switch. And I'll talk to you about that in a moment of why that came about. But here's the deal. When people have dealt with experiences, you will always know a lot of their motivation behind why they do what they do if they have not healed. For instance, you have a lot of males out here that will go get the money because they think they're making six figures and they think they're doing something. You will have them go get their bodies together. Now I'm attractive because in school didn't nobody want me because I was raggedy and skinny. So they're doing these outward things, but they're not doing the inward things. So now they think the outward movements, the educations that they've gotten, and this goes for women too. I got my degree, I have my nice car, I have all of my wonderful things. and that makes me a better woman, or that makes me a better catch. No, you're still raggedy on the inside. How is it that you go through a bad breakup or you deal with a bad experience, but in that time you say, I'm going to better myself, I'm going to better myself. And you got all of these songs that y'all listening to. I'm a flex on my ex. You know, he going to hate, you going to regret the day you left me. Hell no. Women don't do that. Wounded females do that. Men don't walk around saying, you know what, I'm about to become buff, you know, so I can let these hoes know that they should have chose me. Men don't do that. Wounded males do that, right? So you got to understand what you are dealing with. And so when I decided to retire, this was 2 years in the making. We just decided to do it on that day. But what I started to see is more and more bitter, angry people that wanted to complain to me about males. Well, April Mason is not proficient in males. April Mason is proficient in men. My circle, from the people in my family to the men that are my platonic friends to the man in my life, they're all men. So I don't know this penis with vagina energy. I don't navigate that well. And so what was happening is women always wanted to come and try to dump and help me, want me to help them function inside of dysfunction instead of becoming better women, to take off those filter off the, y'all know, to put the glass, they got the glasses on that they can identify males. But as I'm saying, okay, sis, let's be more of a dope woman so that you can attract a better male. So you got a better man so you can identify what a man is. I'm going to help you take these glasses off so that you can choose better. But some people are just addicted to complaining. They're addicted to hurt and pain. Women that go and ask for validation on their appearance and want to know how they're rated, baby, let me help you. You have a wound that needs to be healed. And these people are out here making money and running game on you, and all you're doing is keep going back. I want the pain. I want the rejection. I want people to tell me that I'm not good enough, because that's what you know. Right? That's what you know. And they laughing their way all the way to the bank. And I'm over here telling you, become a dope woman. Become a dope woman, and an amazing man is the byproduct of you becoming a dope woman. An amazing woman is a byproduct of a male transforming into a man, because he's no longer whining. He's no longer causing division. Males cause division. Men build up communities. Right? Every man is a male, but every male is not a man. Every female is a woman, but every woman is, every woman is a female, but every female is not a woman. There is no book that come with this. These are things that you have to learn. This is why I say being your authentic self is so important. Learning that what you are dealing with, what we are dealing with in America today, is the lack of identity, is the lack of positioning. Women don't know how to be women. Men don't know how to be, males don't know how to be men. Females don't know how to be women. Because they have a vagina or because they have a penis, they believe that they deserve some type of, I'm superior. You're supposed to bow down. Another thing that I heard was, April Mason is a chameleon because she goes in and out of her femininity. No, I don't. What you don't understand is you're identifying femininity as one particular thing. Everybody knows on my channel, I've always said I was refined hood. I'm from Richmond, Oakland, California. Can I be about that life? Yes. Do I live in that energy? No, but I'm going to tell you something, fellas. A woman knows when she's in your presence if she feels safe with you. And we hear, well, a woman, she should be feminine at all times. No, not when she's in the midst of males. Men, yes. Males, no. And you wouldn't teach your daughter that. I hope you wouldn't teach your daughter that. That's why, ladies, it's so important to be in tune with your brand of what femininity is. And some of you ask me, say, but what is femininity? Here it is. I'm going to give it to you. And when I give it to you, I want you to take it and I want you to put your personality on it. Some people get a woman that's assertive mixed up with a woman that lives in her masculine. No, just because she can articulate her words, she can be very clear in her speech. She knows how to have a meaningful an intelligent conversation. It doesn't make her masculine at all. She's just assertive and she's just intelligent. Males will call you masculine because they are not ready to accept somebody that can actually have a conversation, because it makes them have to rise up. So people that want you to stay in your feminine energy, that they deem it weak, very submissive. Ladies, let me tell you something. The only person that deserves your submissiveness is your man. Let me say that again. The only person that deserves your surrendering and your submissiveness is your man. Why do I say that? Because we live in a world of males that think that they are obligated to get that. No, they are not. Why? Because as women, we are preyed upon by males. Have you guys been watching what's been going on in the world? Males following women into their homes, trying to hurt them? No. You can be friendly. You don't have to have a resting bitch face. And you can actually, be approachable. But do not let your guard down to males just because they have a penis. You have to protect yourself. That's why I teach. I don't teach from the standpoint of femininity is the only part of you that you should be. I teach you should be in your femininity 85 to 90% of the time. That other 15 to 20% should be based on, the 15 to 10% should be, you should be in your masculine. How do you think I'm able to run a business, successful businesses? Because I have to use my masculine energy to what? To execute. So anybody that's teaching you that a woman should never be in her masculine energy, they're trying to keep you weak. The reason why you've gotten so far, ladies, as in your career is because of your masculine energy. The problem is so many are on this side 100%. That's not what we teach here. We teach that you can be a feminine CEO, right? Meaning you can run your businesses. You can have something to offer to the world. We do need female leadership in the feminine. We have a lot of, let me change that. We need femininity in leadership. We have a lot of female leaders, but the world is out of whack because there is no feminine energy in leadership, right? So never let anybody try to tell you that if you raise your voice that you're no longer feminine, or that you cuss, you're no longer feminine. So, what's her name? Florida Evans cussed. Was she not feminine when she said, damn, damn, damn? We've heard Felicia Rashad cuss. Get your ass off my lawn. Does that take away her femininity? Do not let anybody tell you that if you do a particular thing that you're not feminine. Oh, I smoked a cigar for the first and last time. It wasn't my thing. Oh, that's not ladylike. Well, I guess Diana Ross and Diane Carroll, who smoked a cigarette and looked really cute, I guess they weren't feminine either. Stop letting people put their identity on you. What is femininity and what do we teach here at the April Mason headquarters is femininity is being a woman. It's a part of your being. You don't have to conjure this up. It's your authenticity. It's your intuitiveness. It's being able to receive. How many women can't receive, whether it's from, a friend, a man, anybody, because they're so used to giving and they feel out of whack with receiving, right? Even our sexual organs are made to receive. And it's interesting how women can lay down and receive a man's sperm, but yet you can't receive his love, respect, and, intimacy. Okay. Femininity is playful. Y'all know I'm a humorist. I like to have fun. It's light. It's empathetic. It's very compassionate. It's creative. And a lot of men that complain about, women all the time, they're in their feminine energy, right? Because they keep using their creativity to create content. A part of being a feminine being is your creativity, right? So when you see males creating so much content around what they say they don't like, it's because they're in their feminine energy, right? So you always got to be aware, of what and who you're paying attention to. It's also vulnerable. Now, you use wisdom with your vulnerability. There's levels to vulnerability. It's expressive, right? And your expressiveness can come in any different way. Some days I'm white and fluffy. Other days, I'm somewhere in my biker outfit because I'm feeling real, what's her name? Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, right? So it all depends on how I'm feeling that day. It's surrendering. Surrendering doesn't mean necessarily to a man. Surrendering means I'm surrendering to the process of life. I don't know which decision I need to make at this point. So I'm just going to surrender, and I'm finally going to take the bags off of my back, and I'm going to surrender. Femininity is also resting, learning how to sit your tail down and rest. But femininity also is dark. Femininity also is destructive. Femininity also is wild, and it's also free. Doesn't mean it's toxic. Take, for instance, Mother Nature. Mother Nature is all those things I listed at first. But you mess with Mother Nature too much, which humans have been doing. Mother Nature rises up and causes destruction of everything in her path that is not true and honest. She spits it out. So if you ever wanted to know if femininity is always so nice and dainty, no. Femininity can be about that life, right? Everybody says, I want a Bonnie and Clyde. Well, you know, Bonnie had to have some masculine energy in order to do what she did. I want a ride or die chick. Okay, you want that girl? Well, she has to have some masculine energy and knows where to pull from it. Okay? Then what else we hear? Oh, my daughter. Yeah, see, y'all listen to April Mason, and her own daughter is divorced. You absolutely right. And for my followers, so this information here is for my new babies. Those that follow me, they know this information. That's why I be quiet and peaceful, and we be over here in our bag and in our love lives, and we making things happen over here because I don't have to explain this. But since we have some new people, let me explain it. Yes, my daughter is divorced. And my daughter is divorced because she went against what her mother told her to do. Her mother told her not to marry what they call a dusty, right? So, you know, people use that. See, if what she worked, her daughter would have listened to it. Anybody that have children, they know your kids don't always listen to you. And I told her, I said, look at all of these rings that my clients have. Look at all of these engagements that they have. Look at all of these women. We got a boards full of women that have been married, that have taken my courses and taken, you know, coach with me, that are now married, engaged, or dating better men. And you mean to tell me you gonna go against your mama? Well, she did. So much so, I tried to be supportive. I said, okay. But I couldn't be supportive because she married a male. My daughter bought her house at 21. He moved into her house. He got custody of his daughter because my daughter provided a stable roof over her head. His daughter still calls her mommy because she raised that little girl, right? And I still consider her my granddaughter. She bought her car off the showroom floor. He tore it up. And I'm like, this is what you want, right? This is what you want. Well, mama, you know, he's trying. I don't give a damn. We don't deal with males who are trying. We deal with men who are producing. Maybe not at his top level, but he's already in what he's doing. She didn't want to hear that, right? But I was still trying. Now, she was using the things that I was teaching her about femininity. She just chose the destiny to use them on. So everything that I was teaching her worked, which is why it lasted as long as it did. So I was trying to be supportive. Bought the wedding dress and everything. And I was like, okay. Try to be supportive. But the more I seen, the more I couldn't. Because I told her, leave the males alone. I'm teaching you how to be a woman, and you still got some of the remnants of what your mother was back in the day. Because let me tell you something. And my audience, they know this. My mother married someone that did not appreciate her. I turned around because I still had not deprogrammed in my 20s and married someone just like my stepfather. Well, by the time I got on my journey to becoming a better woman, my daughter, she got my financial wisdom. She got my success wisdom, but she had not picked up my success in men wisdom at that time. So she married someone like my ex-husband, and I was telling her, no, she's like, well, he ain't him. Yes, he is. So much so, I took the wedding dress back and I did not attend the wedding. So when I say I stand by what I teach about being a woman, even down to my own daughter, I will not be at your wedding. Give me the dress back too. You will not walk down the aisle on anything that I put my name or my money on. So much so, I rolled that way. I didn't talk to my daughter for really pretty much about 3 months. I don't play no games. To the point, I had a friend during that time. We had been friends about 10 years. And I lost a friend because she did not understand as a mother. I see the foolishness that she's about to get into. And I'm going to have to clean up the damn mess. But I lost a friend because that friend was April. Well, he's trying. I don't give a damn. We don't fool with males that are trying. Not my child does it. And I won't support it. Yes, I got my grandkids out of it. You know, I love them. And my daughter has elevated to where she has an amazing man now. What I was trying to tell you to become so you can get that. He's a single father. She's a single mom. Boom. Amazing relationship. A man's man, a protector, a provider. I watch how he is with his boys, and I watch how he is with my grandkids. This is what I was trying to teach you. And he said, Miss April, whatever you've taught your daughter, for her to be 10 years younger than me, she's very mature, a lot more mature than I am. So he pay homage every time he see me, bring me gifts, because I don't know what you did. I said, baby, my daughter finally decided to listen to me. So going back, I'm so savage with what it is that I do and what I believe. Not only did I not go to my daughter's wedding, I took the wedding dress back, and I lost a friend who was riding with my daughter and still advising her to marry this man. I don't fool with her no more, because you had my daughter's ear, and you could have spoke to her what I couldn't get through to her. But when you're used to having a Build-A-Bear and always want to give somebody an opportunity to F up your life, of course you're not going to do that. So when I say I cut it all off, it hurt my feelings to not be able to be in communion with my grandkids. At that time, my grandson was y'all know, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know Charlie used to be on all my lives because he was always my baby. And so I always had him. I had to sacrifice not seeing my grandson for about 3 months to hold my ground. I do not appreciate this. He ain't him. Did my son-in-law, ex-son-in-law hear me talking about him? Absolutely he did. Because you's a dusty. And you saw an opportunity. And my daughter's naivety at the time. And you moved in her house. Every time I would go by, something was broke. I said, this is what you want? Every time something went down, I'm buying new stoves. I'm buying new appliances, washers and dryer. I go by the house, instead of him dumping it, where was it at? It was in the front yard. An old washer and dryer in the front yard for months at your house that you bought because you chose to go against your mama and not vet men properly. So when people have her daughter's divorce, you're absolutely right, because she didn't listen. When you don't listen, this is what happens. So I wanted to ask, to answer the question, is April Mason a chameleon? No. April Mason is a woman that embraces all her femininity, which is the softer side, which is also the dark side, which every one of you ladies should be doing. Fellas, you need to learn what a feminine woman is, not a feminine looking woman. That's why so many of you keep getting duped. Because it's easy for a woman to look feminine, just like it's easy for a man to look like a man. But I can always tell when I'm in the presence of men versus males, even if they look like a man, even if they have the deep voice like this, and my energy will tell me beforehand. This is why I tell you to get inside your body. Everybody wants to know why she got a stripper pole. Y'all think that stripper pole is for me to get up on the pole? I can't even get on the pole. I'm going to tell y'all what the stripper pole is about. Most women do not know how to feel inside of their body. You ask them how they feel, they really don't know. That's why people say, oh, I'm fine. My pole in my bedroom is to ensure that I stay in my sensual energy so that I feel every single day. So I'll throw on some music and I'll put on something really cute and I will dance around the pole and I will sway my hips because the rhythm is in your hips, right? And from there, I'm able to feel what's going on inside of me. Y'all think it's about getting on the pole, shaking something. That's male and female, low level, low vibrational thinking. I need y'all to rise up, and I try to provide you with content and resources that can help you do just that. So ladies, if you don't know how to feel anymore and you are always unbothered, even if you don't get a pole in your home, put on something cute. Put on some cute little leggings, maybe a little sports bra if you have one. Put on some sensual music and just start moving around. What you'll find is that you will start tapping into your emotions. I've had women tell me, Miss April, I broke down crying just from dancing, because you're in the moment, because you're in tune with your body, because right in that time you are letting everything go, and as you're releasing it all, it can feel like a flood. So The stripper pole ain't got nothing to do with no man. It ain't got nothing to do with sex. It has everything to do with helping, using as a tool to help women get back into their sensuality. Because when you in the store, what you doing? You walking fast. You don't feel nothing. You're always thinking. That's the problem with women today. They don't feel anymore. They think about everything. That's the problem. To the point you thinking so much that you can't even identify a male from a man because you're not in your feminine intuition to be able to let your energy feel it before your thoughts. See, your energy will know a thing is a thing before it catches up with your mind. For instance, when I was at the Boss Up conference, I was in a room full of men and I was so floaty. It was so light. To this day, everybody's talking about, you were just so like you belong there. I felt like the princess being taken care of. And then here come then my queen energy when it kicked in. I felt like the queen. I was taken care of. The men were there making sure I was straight. Did you eat? Are you cold? It was wonderful because I was in the room with men. However, I've been in the room with males before. And my energy was like this. Protect your femininity. Everybody does not deserve it. And there's levels to it, right? When I was in that Boss Up conference room, it was just, you couldn't tell somebody tell me it wasn't just about me. And I was just a floating. They're like, April, you going in all the different rooms. You over here. You and Rose, y'all having a good time. You and this one having a good time. Yes, it was just free. And a woman's body will know that. We also will know when we're not safe. And it's sad, but in today's time, women, we are not safe because we are amongst males, because there's a lack of men that are building communities. How do we know this? Look at the community. Look at the community. Look at the nature of how what's supposed to be men functions. Example. When there's a disjustice in the black community, what do? They burn down their own communities. Men wouldn't do that. That's males throwing tantrums. If a man is going to do that, they're going to go to their enemy's camp and do that. However, males are ran by their enemy. Colonel Boyd said, if I can control your perception, I can control you. So ladies, you must understand what you are dealing with and stop complaining about these males and level yourself up, and so you can identify men. There's wonderful men out here. Fellas, you got to take your glasses off because there's wonderful women out here. But if you are addicted to complaining about the opposite sex, you need to go to therapy. If you spend your time consuming information that's not going to help you in your love life, it's not going to help you in your finances, not going to help you in your family, your happiness, you have a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you want to stay stuck. Start curating your content that you watch, because what you watch is an indicator of what you resonate with. And if you resonate with low vibrational content, because you got to remember, a lot of these content creators only make their money, a lot of them, talking about black women. So you got to remember, you got to look at it from a different point of view. If you take the negative connotation away from them about black women, they have nothing to talk about. So once again, as black women, we're putting food in their mouth while we're trying to get the males off our back. It's like, get off the titty. We're trying to go find something else. Leave us alone, because at the end of the day, you hate us, but you want to talk about us. But that means we're still feeding you. And this is what we've been trying to get rid of for a very long time. Go find something else to do that does not involve us to prove that you're not a male, but you're a man. Because men are out here going to therapy. Men are out here evolving spiritually. Men are out here building their legacies. Men are out here working out, getting their health together. Men are out here doing what needs to be done. They're not sitting on the internet. So anytime you have a barrage of males on the internet discussing women, you're dealing with vagina energy, because men, it doesn't happen. A friend of mine told me, he said, you know, babe, listen. He said, women on the internet complain about why black men don't come to their rescue on the internet. He said, babe, I got to tell you. I said, what's that, honey? We're not on the internet. And I said, He said, think about it. He said, if it wasn't for my business, honey, I would not be on the internet. He said, so while women are wondering where are the men in droves coming to the rescue, he said, we are not on the internet. We're actually in the community. We're making things happen. We're protecting and providing in the community. We don't have time to be on the internet. That changed my perspective. And he told me this about maybe a year or so ago. I said, you're right. He said, so it's not that we're not there. It's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to come from males, and it doesn't happen. So fellas, listen to this. If you are still complaining about women, baby, let me help you. Become a man that a woman would want to submit to. If you ever are talking about or having conversations with other males about women not wanting to submit, you don't know how to be the proper leader. Men do not complain about women not submitting to them because they know how to choose women that can honor and respect their leadership. Okay? Women don't complain about men that can't take the lead or want them to go to 50-50, or they complain they don't want, bigger women. They don't want women that are this age. No, you go and become a better woman and choose men that are in alignment with who you are as a woman. All of this complaining is just because people are addicted to complaining, and it takes away from them doing the work. So when I decided to write this book, Identity Switch, which comes out December 31st. Tell you where that came about before I get out of here. I got to meet with some clients, got to get to work. But the reason why that book came about is because I'm better served helping men and women in the area of switching their identity. When men and women come to me with their complaints, I start looking at what the theme has always been. And the theme has always been they're complaining because they have not become the man or woman that can attract and keep what it is that they want. That's what this is all about. That's what this Identity Switch 2022 movement is all about. And although the book is for women, fellas, you can read it as well too, or you can listen to the concept of it and apply it to yourself. If you're not getting the job, if you're not getting the woman, if you're not getting the opportunity, if you're not getting whatever it is that you want, it's because of your current identity. Do good women and men exist? Yes. It's like buying a new car. When I had my BMW, I didn't realize everybody in my neighborhood had a BMW. When I got my Tesla, I'm like, dang, it's Teslas all over the place. Why? I made an identity switch with my car, and I start seeing things differently. So if you want to consume content that's going to keep being low vibrational, it's going to keep you upset. It's going to keep you frazzled. This is why I don't watch the news. I don't watch gossip stuff. That's not what I consume, because it's like, no, there is a different side of life. But April, you don't know my situation. I don't need to know your situation. What I do know is that you're great. What I do know is that you have it in you to become somebody better. What I do know is that regardless if mama was there, daddy was there, if you dealt with abandonment, rejection, if you was in foster care, if you was adopted, if whatever, you are better than that. You are better than that. Your circumstances do not make you. However, if you stay in the low vibration of your circumstances, you will always see exactly where you are. So if you think you're great, you are. If you don't think you're great, you are. I'm trying to help you make an identity switch so that you can see the greatness and you can move forward and stop making excuses. But these men don't, but these women don't. Hogwash. There is somebody for you if you want that. But who wants to deal with somebody who looks at themselves as average? You will take your time and fill out your resume. Redo your resume so it's attractive to your potential employer. So why won't you do that in your love life instead of complaining and fighting to be average? You ladies out here fighting to be strong, but you want some man to come on and take the burdens off your back. Why should he? Why should he? You proving that you got it, right? So I want you to understand it's very, very important for you to take ownership of who you are and what you want. I heard something about 2-3 weeks ago that really stayed with me and kind of shook me. I did a whole video on it last week on my Instagram. It's called, what are you wasting your salt on? Sand. Yes, what are you wasting your sand on? And what that means is, I heard Bob Proctor tell a story about the hourglass. And he said that you never know when your sand is going to run out. And he said his grandmother's sand ran out at 94, right? When his childhood friend's sand ran out at 16, he had a freak accident. We don't know when our sand is going to run out. Are you leaving a legacy for your children? And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your love legacy. The reason why we have these so many damaged males and females is because of the blueprint on love that our parents have passed down, that were passed down to him. Will you show your daughters what a man is supposed to be to them? Will you show your sons what it feels like to be respected? Your love story is not for you. The only way we can combat this old male, female, just low vibrational energy is to show them something different. So when will you stop complaining and consuming information that will cause you to stay in that low vibrational place? People just making money off of your sadness. They're making money off of your insecurity. They're making money off of you needing validation from them. When will you stop that and say, at any given moment, my sand can run out and I could die? What am I leaving my children? When you say, Miss April, I'm too old. No, age ain't got nothing to do with it. Age is not nothing but a number. If you want to have children, then go find a woman that want to have your babies. But if you don't want to have children, find somebody that's just like you, that didn't have their children. Their spouse might have passed away, or they might have got a divorce, and now y'all can go live a wonderful life together. All right? Stop it with the limitations and the BS. Stop it with trying to put your definition of what a feminine woman should be. Like I said, mine is refined hood, because I can be as girly as I want to, which is my home and my office, it represents that. But I can be about that life too if I need to. And it doesn't take away a woman's femininity. She's only not feminine when males cannot run over her. It's only not feminine when who she is requires average males to rise up when they're not trying to rise up, right? And ladies, it goes the same thing for you. Stop complaining about these males when you're not ready or willing to become a better woman and make an identity switch. That's where your complaints are coming from. Miss April, but you don't know what he did because you're dealing with a male. You don't know how to pick a man yet. Miss April, you don't know what she did because you're dealing with a female. You don't know how to pick a woman yet. Learn those things and you will have a wonderful, wonderful life. All right. Love y'all. For those of you that wanted to know the information, this upcoming week, Sunday through next Friday, I'm having my very last Teach Me How to Date Teach Me How to Date 5-day boot camp. And I have bringing some of my friends, my dope friends with me to help you get you started on this new road of your identity, seeing men differently. Ladies, I need you to have a wonderful view of men. Right now, it's tainted by males, and I'm going to be able to talk to you and share with you the difference between a man and a male, and a woman and a female. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a society that do not know the difference, but because you have a penis, you walking in, women don't understand that they're walking in vagina energy, or if you have a vagina, you don't understand that you're walking in penis energy, but they won't. They're trying to connect, and it doesn't work that way. So I love you. You can go to teachmehowtodate.com. It starts Sunday, but registration ends on Saturday at 12 noon, and it's 5 days. I won't be doing this again because 2022 is all about teaching people how to make identity switch so they can stop being obsessive with the complaining and know that every result that you currently have in your life is all based upon the identity that you're choosing to have. Love y'all.